Hello everyone, no respawns again, so we're back in Oxygen Not Included, and I'm going to show you how to sort out your plumbing. So it's a bit, I like, the plumbing part is pretty straightforward. In essence, it's probably a bit more straightforward than my last video I did the gas. It probably takes a little bit of a while to set up. You'll see the cycles go by in this. I did spend an extra couple just getting my colonists, my dupes rather, de-stressed, because when I did my last little mass of oxygen production, I obviously got them quite stroppy. As you can see, they're already at 41. Now, what I'm doing right here is that main reservoir, I guess, I do refill like this. So what I do is I basically just go around demolishing, I basically build a pump towards whatever pool I'm going to be using as my current draining pool. And then I just demolish the previous one as I'm doing here. And then basically just, as you see, just build in there. Don't obviously forget to put the ladders in. I don't know if I... Oh, yeah, I do remember to show you. Good. Just build one ladder down. It's really, really straightforward. And then when that pool's finished, I'll go to the next one and the next one. There's actually, later on this save, it's pretty cool. There's a giant pool of contaminated water, which I don't obviously get to in this game. But what I'm going to be doing later down the line is actually draining that pool you see on the far right there and just draining it and then turning it into using my water purification technology to actually sort it out. At this point as well as my oxygen's being quite less dense, less of an issue than it was before. It took me a little bit of a while after I did my last video for the oxygen to spread, just because I left building my oxygen production a little bit further than I expected. But as you can see, the density started to pick up again. Just a quick note, you'll see I put on a comment in my last video on this, but what I ended up doing, my oxygen production room was a little bit too big and it wasn't pumping. But as you can see, I've moved my oxidizers up to closer to the pumps and they're all good. So right now, this is good fun. The reason for the little tunnel underneath is, one, to give them easy access, but originally I was going to have a mess of pipes going underneath, but I didn't end up needing it, which is pretty cool. Now, I ended up having to take out my oxygen air scrubber, that's the thing. Now, a bit of fucking annoying with this is I really wish we could flip these. So as you can see, the exit, the input and the output pipes are kind of, well, round the wrong way for how I've set this up, which is a bit frustrating, and it was causing me no end of issues. That's why I decided to just kind of delete all the pipes and start again. Now, with this, it needs to be, the input needs to come from the contaminated water. This is the water purifier, by the way. And the output needs to go, I join it on, as you can see, to where my main pump is pumping water into the main reservoir. And I put my next... This is where I got a bit confused. This actually was so hard. I just recommend... One thing I recommend doing, see me do the toilets in a sec. Keep your plumbing localized to the area it's being used to. Like, initially I had the toilet and the shower pipes going in here when I first tried to do this, which turned out to be quite a problem. Right, so this was... I remember doing this like, oh, is that right? No, David, that's right. You were just a little confused at first. What I mean by that is, because obviously you can see where I've got my... my outhouses, and eventually I'm going to have my shower there in a second. I naturally just brought all of my pipes down, so they all kind of went through the same area. Don't be afraid to have your pipes go around. Like, realistically, I've got that pipe going across the top. Really, it would probably be better if I had that pipe going maybe a floor up, just to give me as much space as possible. The reason being is some pipes, they can't cross over. The shower is a big one. Currently, there's an issue with the shower where you can't actually have it connected to any kind of other water network, or it doesn't work. It's a bit of a pain in the knob. Also, you see me making loads of mistakes. When you're drawing the pipes, if you go back, you can cancel what you've done, but it doesn't always work. So that's why with the shower, as you can see, I'm using this liquid pipe bridge to make sure, and it's going to have its own pump and its own exit vent as well. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it's just something worth knowing. Everything else is fine. I don't know why I just did that. Everything else is fine, but just the showers are a bit of a pain in the arse. The toilets are grand, so you can just connect them to anything. And then we're going to put the out, and then it's just, voila, its own liquid vent going out. What happens, basically, some of you may have been experiencing it now, is that your dupes never actually take full showers. I don't know why it is, it just, for whatever reason, your dupes don't take full showers if the shower is connected to anything else. To the point where I don't know if 2 showers can be connected to each other, but you don't really need 2 showers. Now, when I do my toilets, because of the fact that I don't have any fertilizer set up, there's I haven't got around to doing it just because it's a little machine, but you can actually turn contaminated water into fertilizer. Because I don't really have much of a contaminated water setup, for now I'm going to be keeping one of my outhouses, so they both won't be these kind of toilets. But later down the line, I'll actually remove that outhouse when I actually get my contaminated fertilizer thingy-majig set up. Alright, anyway, this is all of my piping. It was more complicated when I did this earlier, because I didn't spread out the pipes. Spread out your pipes. Alright, here we go. So it's all set up now. I've obviously powered everything up. I don't actually have much contaminated water in there, because I was a bit conscious this wouldn't work, but it does work, so it's fine. So here we go, all very exciting. Just remember, green to white, yeah? And with your pipes, the bridges can't go through tiles, which is a shame. So make sure, if you're going to have a bridge, make sure to kind of, like where I've got that pipe going up there in the center, where I've got that bridge, is a nice, perfect little setup and enables everything to work. But there we go. And eventually, that basically just keeps recycling all of the contaminated water. Eventually, I'm going to have a pipe going from there and actually filling up that tank. But that'll be when I've ran out of clean water or getting close. Anyway, hope you guys found that interesting. I'm going to might have one more video for this week of Oxygen Not Included. Maybe just like a kind of more complete base. But I'm going to slow them down a bit because obviously there's not much new content. As always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. I have a new video up tomorrow. And you guys enjoy the rest of your week. You take care.